Thank you all. Before we get started here, let me just ask this. How many of you went to a Food Truck Friday this past summer? How many of you knew there were Food Truck Fridays in Lexington? Exactly. If you had opened our app on Friday at lunchtime, you would have seen a cluster of food trucks just a few blocks down the road from here. And that's what we're here to talk to you about today.
And we are Follow That Food Truck. Follow That Food Truck is a free app for the iPhone and the Android that uses GPS technology to display location of nearby food trucks. Now, here in the country in the last several years, there's been a really big boom in the food truck industry. The market research that we've seen shows that there's over 4,000 food trucks operating in the U.S. Now, we absolutely expect that number to grow larger. We've seen that number grow larger in our city of Lexington. So, how do we come to be involved in all this? Neither Josh or myself are food truck owners. We are merely enthusiasts of the scene. But one of the things that we identified early on is that one of the challenges of food trucks is one of the very things that makes them so cool, and that's the fact that they're on wheels. They're mobile, so from day to day, you are not going to know where they are. The diners have difficulty finding the trucks, and the trucks have difficulty reaching their customers. So our solution to that, we created Follow That Food Truck, our app that simply connects diners to food trucks and food trucks to diners. If you were to open the app right now, this is exactly what you would see. So when you have a new idea, of course, you think it's the greatest thing in the world. That's what everybody does. But the real question is, does the public care about your idea? And so what we've seen in the time that we've been doing this is that the public has been overwhelmingly receptive to the idea. 8,000 plus diners have downloaded the app. Over 150 food trucks have downloaded the app, including several outside of this Lexington market. And here you actually see some feedbacks and testimonials from both diners and trucks. The public is absolutely ready for this technology. So that brings us to the million-dollar question. And honestly, that's one of those things we hope does become a million-dollar question someday. But that all begins with, how do we make money off of our idea? So our revenue model will feature a subscription service for the trucks. And secondly, there will be in-app advertising that will be geared towards the diner. So our plan for implementing this, right now all the accounts are free. So free account for diner and truck. What we'd like to move that to is a premium account for the trucks, which would include a $99 a year subscription service. And with that, you get the upgrades that you see here. Advantages that include things like schedule on and off times in advance, the ability to customize your truck logo to brand and market through our app. So there have been other ideas similar in the past. I'm going to turn it over to Josh so he can tell you a little bit about some of the pitfalls the competition has faced.
Right, so like Eric said, there have been other apps out there that have attempted to do what we're doing. We wanted to research the market, figure out what they were doing well, places that we can improve before we launched. We identified 3 key flaws in the existing apps. Some were too localized, too focused on a specific city, had the city name in it, couldn't scale therefore. No industry relationships, a lot of them had trouble getting buy-in after launch. A lot of these were just poorly designed, they had a bad user experience, too cluttered. We knew the app needed to do one thing and one thing well, and that's tell you where the food trucks are the minute that you open it. And that leads me then to what we did differently. So we did want to make sure that people were interested, like we said. We created a test market here in Lexington at LexingtonFoodTrucks.com, went out and met a bunch of these truck owners, ate their food, and then built this website that lists all the trucks in town. There are actually over 30 in Lexington, believe it or not. Very quickly gained thousands of Facebook fans, thousands of Twitter followers. We knew we were onto something. We knew people cared about what we were doing. So we moved on to branding, logo design with a scalable name. As we continue to grow now, we're using targeted social media marketing to expand into new markets. And then looking forward then to our second food truck season, next spring, 2016, we're launching with something we call the Truck Chaser Ambassador Program, so we can continue to scale and build the relationships that have given us success here in Lexington. We're going to identify ambassadors in the markets that we grow into and allow them to help us maintain that relationship that we've had success with here in Lexington. So that's kind of our plan as we move forward into the next year.
Okay, and just to wrap things up, what I'd like to do is invite all of you to visit followthatfoodtruck.com. Download the app for yourselves if you haven't already. In the meantime, we hope that you will continue to follow that food truck. Thank you.